Good morning, everyone. It is the 3rd of March. So remember, if you have, like a Halara or a Savage Fenty or any sort of monthly thing that you forget to, cancel or skip that month, this is your reminder to skip this month if you don't want to be charged, you know, whatever for a pair of leggings you can't have. Yes, this is a personal reminder to me because I, in fact, had to order some outfit from Savage Fenty, and I always skip, and I forgot to skip last month. So this is for everyone. Good morning, Wolfram. I'm sure that your Savage Fenty you have already skipped this month. Good morning, Christine and Aya and Tammy, Bogart, Tammy CA, and 80s Music Man, Slinky, and everyone. Good morning. So our first story, and I didn't know this gentleman as a singer, but I definitely knew him as a person in my favorite, Christmas movie ever, Scrooged. So, New York's Dolls singer David Johansen has died at 75, and his daughter is pleading with fans for help. New York Dolls singer David Johansen has died after silently battling stage 4 cancer for several years, Fox News Digital has confirmed. Johansen's wife, Mara Hennessy, told Fox News Digital that he died Friday in their sunny bedroom. Oh, I hate this chair. Surrounded by flowers and music, holding hands with me and our daughter Leah. We had a marvelous adventure of a life together. He was an extraordinary man, and I'm so grateful we went public with the news of his illness before passing, as the past couple of weeks have been full of messages of love from family, friends, and fans. In February, Mara and Leah shared that David was battling cancer and that they were looking for support from his fans. David has been living with stage 4 cancer for several years. He's undergone chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, and surgery, and weathered all the side effects and consequences of the various treatments, all with his indomitable spirit and incomparable sense of humor, Mara wrote. He's been nurtured by the love of his wife and daughter while trying to spare his friends, colleagues, and fans and keep his trouble private. He's always been like this. He claims it's because he's half Norwegian. Hennessy explained the financial burden that all of these treatments have taken on his family. Our family have reached the point where we need more support. We've run up some serious debt caring for our beloved David and are still facing more unmanageable expenses. Trying to be low-key is not sustainable, she concluded. Johansen's daughter, Leah Hennessy, took to Instagram to share the sad news last month. David is a legend, but he's also very real, and he's my very real sick dad, she wrote alongside a picture of him in her Instagram story. I have so much to say, but I guess I'll be posting about this a lot, and I don't have, to say it all now. I know how dire so many of our situations are right now, and I know how much fundraising literally everyone is doing. But if you love David or any of the magic that he's brought into the world, please take a minute to read or share this. Thank you guys as always. I am super jealous of his shoes, not gonna lie. Also, I'm pretty sure I've seen this outfit in Hollywood yesterday. Now, Leah also linked to Sweet Relief Music Fund, the organization that helps raise money for musicians who are struggling with health problems. His daughter explained on the website that 5 years ago, Johansen's cancer had progressed and he had a brain tumor. There have been complications ever since. He's never made his diagnosis public, as he and my mother, Mara, are generally very private people, but we feel compelled to share this now due to the increasing severe financial burden our family is facing. According to Leah, things took a turn for the worst around Thanksgiving. To make matters worse, after Thanksgiving, David fell down the stairs and broke his back in 2 places, she wrote on the website. Johansen did have surgery, but Leah said he's been bedridden and incapacitated due to the trauma. His illness progressed exponentially, and her mother has been caring for him around the clock. Aside from the New York Dolls, Johansen is known for his alter ego, Buster Poindexter. In 1987, his song Hot, Hot, Hot was a Billboard hit. So, while I didn't remember him as a rocker. I did remember him as the ghost of Christmas Past and Scrooge. Honestly, I will have to go listen to some of his music now because I never did before this. But to pass away surrounded by your family and friends in the comfort of your own home, I hope that they get the financial help so they're not left with a legacy of financial disaster. Now, I think this is the question we all have. Why the hell are we doing daylight savings time? Why must we do this? What is wrong with people? I'm okay with fall back, but spring forward is not my jam. So why do we do this? CNN, please explain yourself. It's almost time for the clocks to spring forward to lose 1 hour of sleep. On the second Sunday of March at 2 a.m., clocks in most of the United States and many other countries will move forward 1 hour and stay there for nearly 8 months in what's called daylight savings time, or what I like to call heart attack central. Also, why? Why do we need to do this? Look, Indiana used to refuse this nonsense. Time is time. We used to refuse it. I used to be one of the very few people that was like, screw you guys, fall back, spring forward, Indiana is cool. But then Indiana decided to go nuts, and now we have spring forward. Fair point, Farrell. Fair point. On the first Sunday of November at 2 a.m., the clocks will file back 1 hour to standard time. The current March to November system that the U.S. follows began in 2007, but the concept of daylight savings time is much older. Daylight savings time has its root in train schedules, but was put in practice in Europe and the United States to save fuel and power during World War I, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation Bureau and Transportation Statistics. So you're saying that a bunch of bureaucrats made this up for World War I and we're sticking with it because we don't want to change the history? I thought we were all about, modernity. That's great. Just like let's give this up for Lent. The US kept daylight saving time permanent during most of World War II. The idea was put in place to conserve fuel and keep things standard. As the war came to a close in 1984, truly, I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about it, we really didn't end World War II until, communism fell. And it seems like we're fighting the same battle anyway, but I'm just a redhead on the internet who needs to do her roots. So, who am I? Who am I? Anywho. Now, as the war came to the close in 1945, Gallup asked respondents how we should tell time, and only 17% wanted to keep what was called wartime all year. Now, during the energy crisis of the 1970s, they tried to permanently, enshrine daylight savings time again in the winter of 1973 and 1974. The idea was again to conserve fuel. It was a popular move by the time President Richard Nixon signed the law in on January 1974, but by the end of the month, Florida's governor, not general, for the love of Cheetos. This 1 hour has hurt me. Had called for the law's repeal after 8 school children were struck by cars in the dark. Schools across the country delayed start times until the sun came up. By the summer, public approval had plummeted, and in early October, Congress voted to switch back to standard time. In the U.S., states are not required by law to fall back or spring forward. Hawaii and most of Arizona, some territories in the Pacific and Caribbean, do not observe daylight savings time. I will be moving to the Caribbean then. I'm cool with that. So there you go. It's apparently a bunch of bureaucrats who wanted to save money. There is no rhyme or reason to this. This is not for farmers. This is not for students. This is just to give people heart attacks. That's my judgment. I say we, go back to whatever time you want it to be. I never understood the daylight savings time, but there you go. Well, probably someone else who doesn't understand daylight savings time, and this will be my only Oscars coverage on this channel. But apparently, Adam Sandler crashed Conan O'Brien's Oscar 2025 monologue in a hoodie, and we didn't even get a slap out of it. It wasn't even like, keep Waterboy out your mouth. No. We just got him dressed up like Adam Sandler. Let's be real. This is Adam Sandler dressed up as Adam Sandler. Leave it to Adam Sandler to pull his own spin on award show attire. While he skipped the 2025 Oscars red carpet, the famously casual comedian made a surprise cameo in the audience wearing his signature oversized basketball shorts and Aviator Nation Malibu zip hoodie. Well, I'm sure he doesn't. That looks like a girl's hoodie. I am so confused. While his exact unisex zip up is almost out of stock, a nearly identical version is available in most sizes. I don't know why you would want to spend $200 for a hoodie to look homeless, but there you go. Now, at $175, this is ridiculous, and I hope Adam Sandler is making a point that he just doesn't care about Hollywood. I like the way I look because I'm a good person, when asked why he, dressed in basketball shorts. I don't really care about what I wear or what I don't wear. Did my snazzy gym shorts and fluffy sweatshirt offend you so much that you had to mock me in front of my peers? So apparently Conan O'Brien decided to take the mickey out of Adam Sandler, not thinking Adam Sandler would react. Now, the star is no stranger for making headlines with his dress down attire. In 2021, he was even voted the celebrity most Googled, or with the most Googled outfits. And while he reluctantly wore a tuxedo for the SNL 50th, anniversary special, he had a terrible feeling about the black tie affair. Before leaving the Oscars, the comedian got one last word, quipping, "You're all welcome to join me for a game of 5-on-5 basketball at Veteran Park tonight, midnight." So there you go. Adam Sandler telling Hollywood to piss off. Kind of the best story out of the Oscars, unless you like Ariana Grande looking like a jellyfish. I don't know. Hollywood's gone nuts, and they still expect us to pay for movies. Now, a man who knows his mission. Today's sometimes stories work out that they all have a theme, and we have donut shenanigans all over this news. But a Newark man stole more than $18,000 from 14 different Dunkin' Donuts locations across New Jersey. I mean, I guess if you're good at a skill, just do that skill. Specialize. Maybe don't crime in all the same state, but if you have a Dunkin' Donuts, specialty, maybe don't go to every single one in New Jersey. A Newark man allegedly stole just over $18,000 and caused $10,000 in damages during a string of robberies at 14 Dunkin' Donuts locations across New Jersey in just the last 2 months. He's been a busy boy. He's expanding, he's networking. He's just trying to be an entrepreneur. Benjamin E. Bowman, 22, turned himself in on February 24th after authorities identified him as a suspect during a weeks-long investigation. His spree stretched across Bergen, Middlesex, Morris, and Union counties. Through December and January, Bowman allegedly broke into 14 Dunkin' Donuts locations after hours and stole anywhere from $700 to $3,000 at each. At one location in Edison, he walked out empty-handed but left behind $500 worth of damage, according to the Hackensack Police Department. Bowman stole from every crevice of the store he could, including safes, cash registers, and even the manager's offices. He primarily made off with cash and gift cards. He comes to you like a bouquet of gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts, and he's like, "Look, I got these for you." Look, he had to have a Valentine's Day gift. This was important. It was the first anniversary, the donut anniversary. What is going on in this world? He did attempt to hit a 15th store, but he was unsuccessful. Dang it, a streak will always come to an end, according to Hackensack cops. Now, Bowman operated on a strict schedule, hitting 3 or 4 locations once every week or two, according to the police. His prowl typically stretched from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., and he apparently bought home allegedly thousands each night. Bowman's pattern was clear and easily spliced together using security footage from the locations, according to the cops. Detectives were able to link all 14 break-ins, which pressured Bowman to surrender to cops. Now, he is currently being held in Bergen County Jail. He faces a laundry list of charges, including 14 counts of third-degree burglary, 1 count of attempted burglary, 12 counts of theft, and multiple criminal charges, according to the Hackensack police. Now, if he did not steal any donuts, I would be just upset. I hope he took at least a dozen, or like the bakery rejects at the end of the day. That's why he couldn't steal from the 15th. Look, when you run only on, processed carbs, you get really tired. He was having a carb nap attack. That's just what happened. Good morning, Alice G and Beth and Slinky and Audio Coffee. Well, a respiratory therapist placed a pen with a hidden camera into a woman's restroom at a hospital, filming unsuspecting employees using the restroom. Now, if you're going to get a, camera pin, why you got to use it in the restroom? Like, I would be going to ask, people things. I'd be going to Delphi, I'd be like, say down the hill. Why am I talking into a pen? Don't ask questions. But he used it for evil, because why would you get a spy pen and be James Bond when you can be a perv? A respiratory therapist in Missouri filmed his female co-workers using the restroom with a pen with a hidden camera built into it. He admitted this as part of a plea deal. Gabriel Venteri, 40, pled guilty on February 27th to invasion of privacy. According to a probable cause arrest affidavit, cops responded to the North Kansas City Hospital on September 14th, 2023, for a call about a recording device found in an employee bathroom. Now, the charge nurse told detectives with North Kansas Police that she was using the restroom when she saw a pin on a plastic storage tote facing the toilet. She initially thought it was just a pin, but on closer examination, she realized it had a camera lens. She took the pen apart and found that there was also a SIM card. Ew. Also, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the judgmental cats and the fact that Mr. Moe has had to remove the bathroom in my room, or the door to the bathroom in my room. But I don't tend to notice anything in my bathroom because my cats are all looking at me like, why are you sitting down and not using the litter box? I don't know. Now, according to the affidavit, a hand can be seen positioning the camera, so the toilet did show. Another file contained a woman pulling down her pants and sitting on the toilet. Detectives then reviewed hospital footage that showed the bathroom, which was located within an employee locker room area in the emergency department. Vanretti entered the locker room area around the same time the videos were recorded. Now, surveillance video did show a man, later identified as Vanretti, going in and out of the bathroom several times while wearing his scrubs. Investigators also noted that he typically worked in a different area of the hospital and did not have a locker in the emergency room department, but his key showed him entering the area 15 times during his shift. Now, according to him, he had food poisoning and had to go to the bathroom often. He's like, look, I'm not a perv, I just had bubble guts. Explosive diarrhea is an excuse that most people won't question, but when you're putting a spy pin to watch women piddle, don't they have things on the internet? Don't OnlyFans girls already do this? Like, do you need to buy a spy pin when I'm sure there's probably like 27,000 OnlyFans girls that will take you in the restroom with you? Like, I don't get it. Also, that's same with that. I don't see a pen in the restroom and think, I'm going to touch a pen that's been in the restroom. I'm going to think, ew, it's a potty pen. I'm going to leave it there. Now, the defendant also insisted that he'd never bought a device such as one that had been found in the bathroom. Investigators sent the SIM card to the Heart of American Regional Computer Forensic Lab for further analysis. Experts were able to extract additional videos that revealed that there were 7 more victims. The video also captured Vanretti, sometimes with his name or his name badge on, placing the pin in the bathroom. Look, they'll never prove it's me. And then it's like, but I have, videographic evidence of me putting this spy pen in. Okay, fine. Oh, holy hell. Do we have another Sarah Boone? I will finish this article and then I have found another one. Now, Venretti was fired after the incident, but he later got a job at Truman Hospital in Kansas City. He does face up to 4 years in prison and a $10,000 fine when he is sentenced on May 30th. Now, did we just get a Sarah Boone a discount, an older Sarah Boone? What is going on here? I love when a story just comes at me. This is what you get. A woman locked a boyfriend in an overstuffed pitch black storage unit described as a hoarder's paradise for 4 days. Holy God, Sarah Boone in her final form. A North Carolina man was trapped in a locked storage unit for 4 days in complete darkness with no food or water before he was able to find his phone and call 911. He was finally able to talk to the police and told them that his girlfriend had locked him in there. Robin Deaton, 52, was arrested on February 27th and charged with attempted red rum and kidnapping after her boyfriend accused her of luring him to the Cooper storage unit in Monroe, a city about 25 miles southeast of Charlotte, on February 20th. Now, according to the Monroe Police Department, the man, who was not named to maintain his privacy, was having an argument with Deaton while they were at the storage unit, and she asked him to get something from inside. While he was inside, she allegedly said, "This is what you get," before slamming the door and locking him in for the next 4 days. Also, if you know this heifer is crazy, why did you go into a place with this chick? Like, this chick has no eyebrows. Like, again, and these are my eyebrows before I color them in because God gave me blonde. But honest to God, what if you know heifer is crazy? Do not go into locked areas with said heifer. I don't know how to make this any more clear, but some women are cray-cray. If you know they're cray-cray, do not go with them to anywhere they can lock. Mama Mo says. Also, yes, we do need to find out what he did to piss her off. I feel like this is going to be important in the case. Now, after 4 days in total darkness inside the storage unit, without food or water, the man finally located his cell phone and called 911. He didn't start banging on it, and, the one manager that works there, said, "Hey, we might have a squirrel or a raccoon in there." I mean, he didn't start banging on stuff. Those heifers are metal. They're loud. I mean, he told dispatchers during this February 24th call that his girlfriend had double locked him in the unit. In the call, which was obtained by WBTV, and I think we might be able to hear it, so I might do a separate video on this. "I've been locked inside a storage unit for about a week now. I just found my phone." When dispatchers asked if he needed medical attention, he responded, "I just need out of here. I just can't breathe. I've had nothing to drink or nothing. I know there's 2 locks on this. She put 2 locks on for some reason." Now, Monroe Police Lieutenant Morgan Malone said that the man was treated at the hospital for dehydration and released. Malone explained that it might have taken the man so long to find his phone, not only because he was in total darkness, but because it was reportedly packed to the brim. She told WBTV that the storage unit was described to me as being a hoarder's paradise. As soon as the officers opened up the door, things started to fall out. The further they opened it, the more stuff fell out. Tell me that they were American Girl dolls. I just need this in my life. Now, WBTV also reported that the man told dispatchers he had no cell service in the unit, only the ability to call 911. This would have meant that he wouldn't have been able to receive calls or notifications that might have caused his phone to light up. Now, after the man was rescued, police got a warrant for Deaton's arrest on charges of attempted red rum and kidnapping. She was arrested on February 27th and booked into the Mecklenburg County Detention Center, where she's being held without bond. Well, at least she's not going to get bond. I mean, maybe, possibly. In the weirdness that is going on with Gene Hackman's death, his wife's death, the mummification, I don't know. we have another story. Who knows if it's going to be the end of the road for this mystery? Probably not. Gene Hackman, wife's cause of death forensic expert, shares opinion on the unusual circumstances. I mean, this is all the crazy. I was willing to accept a, carbon monoxide kind of poisoning, but then things have gone weird. We're looking at pacemakers. No one knows what's going on. But this guy has an opinion, so let's listen to him. Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arqua's deaths, as well as their dog, could have been a result of a tragic accident, according to forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden. A crime scene investigation into the deaths of Hackman and his wife were launched Wednesday after New Mexico authorities found the 95-year-old actor and 35-year-old classic pianist and one of their dogs dead in a Santa Fe home under circumstances deemed suspicious. Now, Santa Fe Sheriff's Department officials have said that there were no obvious signs of foul play or external trauma that was seen on either Hackman or his wife. After preliminary autopsies were completed, Santa Fe Sheriff Adin Mendoza confirmed that the couple had tested negative for carbon monoxide, and the award-winning actor had probably died about 9 days before the bodies were discovered. During an appearance on Fox Report, Baden explained that Hackman's pacemaker, which the sheriff said last recorded an event on February 17th, could offer a key clue. That event could have been a cardiac arrest caused by an abnormal pulse rate. The pacemaker does keep track of pulse, and when it gets down too low, it discharges, and that's all in the record. So the autopsy showed he didn't have any injury, Baden continued. There was no carbon monoxide, and he had the most common cause of death in this country, severe heart disease, coronary artery disease, high blood pressure perhaps, from what's been released. So that would cause him having a cardiac arrest in the mudroom to collapse right there. Now, in a search warrant affidavit released by the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office and obtained by Fox News Digital, investigators stated they had found Hackman's body on the floor of the mudroom with a walking cane and sunglasses nearby. Now, according to documents, detectives suspect that the actor may have just suddenly fallen. Baden shared his theory that his wife's death may have occurred after Hackman's pacemaker stopped while she was trying to help her husband. The affidavit stated that she was found on the ground in the bathroom with a space heater near her head. An orange prescription bottle was found near Hackman's wife, according to the search affidavit. It did appear open with pills scattered on the countertop. Now, authorities listed a thyroid medication, blood pressure medication, and Tylenol among things they took from the house. His wife was found in the bathroom. Baden said they haven't released information about her findings, except that she did not have carbon monoxide in her, and what appears to be the scene, and from what's been said, she appeared to have found her husband in the mudroom. Baden explained that in an agitated state, she might have rushed to the bathroom to get his blood pressure medication before falling to the floor while scattering pills to take the space heater down with her. So he is maybe saying that she had an accident because she was Twitter-pated from seeing her husband of so many years on the floor, which I could understand. The deceased dog is where I'm losing my ability to make this sort of okay. Now, according to the affidavit, the deceased dog, a German Shepherd, was found 10 to 15 feet away from his wife in a closet of the bathroom. Now, 2 other living dogs were also discovered on the property. Detectives observed that one of the healthy dogs was initially observed near the deceased female inside the bathroom, while the other healthy dog was observed outside the residence. What was perplexing to me initially with the release was the death of the dog also, which I thought was free in the house, Baden said. That's why I think that carbon monoxide theory was a very good thought with them breathing the same air. But it turns out from what they say that the dog was constrained in his kennel or cage and possibly and sadly died from not being able to get out during that 9-period time. Now, Baden did note that his theory could explain why an emergency call wasn't immediately made after Hackman experienced the cardiac arrest or event on February 17th. A maintenance worker who discovered Hackman and Arakawa's body called 911 on February 26th. So this looks like it's still going to continue to be an issue, and with all the pills on the floor, it does, it's weird. And why were they mummified slightly? I don't know. And it is terribly sad that the dog probably passed because both of its owners passed away. That's an incredibly sad thing. So I hope they find answers more for the families. I I like Gene Hackman as an actor, but I'm not too Twitter pated about the whole mystery thing. I do hope that his family gets answers because, they've lost important people. Now, could this man come to my city? Please, dear God, come to my city because I think we have an entire parking lot that is just potholes. A man tired of dealing with potholes in his town finally gets officials' attention with hilarious eye-catching prank. Carpenter James Coxell, who set up the prank on February 23rd, says he's known as a bit of a jokester. A British man fed up with the condition of the road near his village finally put a foot down, or in this case, legs up. On Sunday, February 23rd, James Coxell put a pair of fake legs outfitted with jeans and a pair of colorful sneakers in a large puddle created by a pothole on Haverhill Road in the Cambridgeshire village of Castle Camps in England. Okay, so question for my UK voter or people. So he lives on, this is Haverhill Road. It is in the village of Cambridgeshire, and then the greater city is Castle Camps. Is that how that works? Look, I know I'm American, so I can't quite figure this out, but I'm trying to figure out how things are situated in England. Now, the 41-year-old carpenter told the outlet that he set up the prank after the gaping crater, one of several potholes in the road, remained unrepaired for 8 months. Coxell said that while the road is not busy, drivers will have to either stop or hit the pothole if they've encountered oncoming traffic. I mean, seems like something I would do, to be honest. I'm surprised he hasn't been thrown in jail for mocking the government or the town council. Deciding to have a bit of fun with the frustration on the road, Coxell, his wife, and kids gathered up some old clothes and rags and turned them into a pair of legs clothed in jeans and shoes. The shoes were going to charity anyway, so we thought we'd give them an outing first, Coxell told the BBC. We stuffed jeans with old rags and used some wood to keep the legs sturdy and upright. He placed the legs in the puddle with the feet sticking up in the air, using a brick to weigh down his creation. Then he posted a photo of his prank on the Facebook group Odd Things Around Cambridge and other local Haverhill groups, earning quite a few likes. I mean, it's hilarious. Again, I'm surprised he's not in jail, considering he's making fun of the local council. It's just a bit of fun. I've had a lot of messages about it, Coxell told the BBC. People seem to like it around here, but then I'm known as a bit of a joker. Coxell's eye-catching stunt eventually paid off as Cambridgeshire County Council told the outlet that one of its highways officers would come out to inspect the road and repairs will be made as required. Oh, the government's going to help. I expect to see those legs standing there forever. The council also advises residents to use online pothole reporting tool as well. Welcome, Shizzy Raiders. Welcome, welcome. I say that we start the legs in potholes around the world. Let's bring America and UK and everyone together to get rid of potholes. I mean, could we do that? Well, it's still a strike and you might be a rat. Or a scab, I don't know. But NY prison officials are warning that striking correction officers better get back to work or face termination in a last-ditch attempt to stop wildcat action. Ooh, are we going to take a wildcat, a bear claw? A bear claw sounds really good right now. Say no to the carbohydrates, Mo, even when they're covered with almond stuff. All right, I'm back. No more bear claw. Until later. New York State officials warned prison guards who are still participating in an ongoing wildcat strike Sunday they better get back on the job or prepare to be out of one in a last-ditch effort to end the illegal work stoppage. Now, the State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision revealed termination notices have started going out to corrections officers who have been on strike more than 11 straight workdays and introduced a new policy to stop the flow of contraband. Bear claw. Now, the aggressive approach comes after Governor Kathy Hochul, just fresh off of, de-lifing a gelfling. I'm only assuming. Look, the woman looks like a Skeksis. Change my mind. Change my mind. The woman could have, played in the Dark Crystal without even becoming a Muppet. Just look at the picture. I'm just saying. Now, the Guards Union reached a deal that, with the help of a mediator last week, in hopes of ending the work stoppage that has reached more than 30 prisons in the state after guards walked off their job on February 17th over unsafe working conditions. The deal suspended elements of the HALT Act, a controversial reform law meant to limit solitary confinement that has been criticized by corrections officers who say it makes conditions in the jails more dangerous. However, the agreement, which also includes a promise to reduce excessive overtime shifts, still needs the striking guards to buy in. New York State Correction Officers and Police Benevolent Association. Again, if I have to make an entire sentence to explain what your association is, shorten it down. Shorten it down. Which brokered the deal, hasn't backed the corrections officers' unsanctioned work stoppage, and all the off-job guards believe the union is not representing their interest. 3 days after the agreement was struck, the state's DOCCS, or DOCCS, shared on social media that the termination notices would soon hit mailboxes. We did not take any action during the mediation out of respect for our employees and their families, the state's, correction union said. Today, we are forced to take action to enforce our laws and collective bargaining agreement. Terminations of officers who have been AWOL for more than 11 consecutive shifts have begun. Now, these officers are claiming that they are being forced to do mandatory overtime. There are less guards. They are chronically understaffed. This is leading to dangerous situations with guards who are overtired. So there are a lot of things that need to be figured out. And I don't know that this situation, even if they go hardball with these officers that aren't showing up, it's not going to change the fact that someone is going to be seriously hurt or injured because of the chronic short staffing. Now, they are claiming that people are rats, but I do think that a tough guy action like this is not going to stop the problem. And my fear is that one day soon I am going to read an article about multiple police or prison riots and multiple guards and inmates getting hurt or getting killed because they aren't taking safety seriously. They are expecting these guards to work, I think, more than, that guy in Tiffany Henyard's thing that worked 300 hours overtime. You are setting people up to have a dangerous position, and you need to get people in there. You need to pay guards more. You need to get good qualified guards, and you're going to have to pay for it. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't know what to tell you other than that. I'm a redhead who yells about stuff on the internet, and I'd really, really not like would really, really not like to have a story about a bunch of people getting hurt because you wanted to keep costs down. But, who am I? I don't have a gelfling to my name. Well, there is outrage in Texas as opposed to outrage everywhere else, so here we go. Outrage after a rogue Texas judge sets bond for a suspected cop killer 1 day after the co-defendant's release. Yeah, this isn't going to fly in Texas. I would like to say bon voyage to whichever judge did this because you are not getting reelected. Holy snackola. Texans are outraged after a rogue judge sent a bond for a capital murder suspect who is accused of killing a Houston area deputy just 1 day after his co-defendant, another capital murder suspect, was released on bail. Now, former Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg slammed Judge Hillary Unger during Fox and Friends for providing a pathway for release for suspect Ronnie Palmer, who was charged in connection with the death of Deputy Fernando Escuela on July 2024. Our judges, unfortunately, in Harris County have shown a pattern of releasing repeat violent offenders among us, Ogg told Lawrence Jones on Friday. Right now, there are more than 830 fugitives or individuals on bond for capital murder or murder. But LJ, none for murder of a police officer. This is a first for us. Unger set Palmer's bond at $3 million on Thursday, according to a court document shared by Harris County Deputies Organization, or HCDO. Palmer has been in jail since July with no bond on that charge. He's also facing 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in Escuela's death. Bond for each of those charges was set at $50,000 each. And upside down, welcome, welcome. Casey Anthony is now a legal analyst on TikTok. I am rarely speechless. This is just dumb enough to be real life, but great. She's a legal analyst. This chick, Zanny the nanny, is a legal analyst. Well, I mean, so am I, so welcome to the club. I mean, all of my children are alive and I know where they are and I'm momming them, so I guess you can't put mom on your bio, can you? Yikes, that was pretty mean. But still, it's Casey Anthony. Like, who the hell am I? Like, why am I going to be respectful to this chick, okay? That being said, grift, girl, grift, but I think you're not going to find anyone who really cares about your legal analyst. But hey, I'll have you on the show. I want to ask you some questions. You want to let's get analysis in here. You're welcome on Mo in the Deep End. I'm going to ask you all the questions. One real mom to a fake mom. Just ask you, like, how the hell do you lose a 2-year-old? How the hell does that not bother you? How the hell do you go on with your life? Like, just questions. Why do you break up other families? Your married lawyer's no longer with you, is he? Oh, gosh, I have a real hate boner for this chick. Any hoozle. Let's get off of Casey Anthony before I nuke my channel by saying something true. Florida, you overcharged, you damn idiots. Now, Palmer remains in jail as of Thursday, but he now has the opportunity to post bail and return to the streets. This comes on the heels of the release of another suspect in Escuela's murder, Dramon Francis, who was released to house arrest after he posted $1 million that bond that was set in November 2024. Now, in addition to his capital murder charge, Francis has previously been convicted on manufacturing and delivering drugs. He also had a probation that was unsatisfactorily terminated in 2022. Unger, whose duty is to set bonds in cases like this, should have set the amount higher to avoid compromising public safety. Unfortunately, Judge Hillary Unger is a rogue judge, notorious for releasing repeat offenders who go out to kill other members of our community. Well, then I propose a law. If you would like to be an advocate judge, if you would like to, legislate from the bench, then you are responsible and held complicit in any further crimes committed by these people. Because then I think people would really start to think about who they're letting out. If you were responsible, if this person, does any more wrong things. So there you go. Now, following the blowback from community, a defense attorney told Fox 26 Houston on Thursday that Unger was not involved in setting the bond for Francis, despite the Houston Police Officers Union and the HCDO saying she was. They made it very difficult for the judge because she is not the one who had to set the bond, said Cheryl Irvin. The bond was set and nobody objected from the district's attorney's office and the previous administration. Now, local outlets reported that the state of Texas filed for a proof evident hearing when Francis was arrested in July 2024, which would have made no bond an option. Now, that hearing was supposed to have happened within 10 days, but since it didn't, Francis became eligible for bond and his attorney requested it be set. It is not clear why the state did not proceed with that hearing. Now, regardless of the Houston Police Officers Union president, Douglas Griffin, insisted that Unger could have taken additional measures. So this looks like bureaucracy. And no one was in charge. Look, everyone was following orders and no one was in charge. The judge couldn't do it. The state prosecutors couldn't do it. Did anyone pay attention to, due process and, hey, we didn't have that one, thing we were supposed to have? And if these two dingbats go out and do asshattery, it's going to be whose fault? No one's going to take responsibility. Everyone's going to fail upward. For my Carolina viewers, please, I hope you are staying safe, but there are some updates. Carolina fire updates. Emergencies were declared in North and South Carolina as wildfires force evacuations. So please be safe if you are in the North Carolina and South Carolina area. Firefighters are battling huge blazes which began to tear through North and South Carolina over the weekend, including an enormous fire near Myrtle Beach that doubled its size overnight on Saturday. Over 175 blazes were recorded in South Carolina over the weekend, covering 17 square kilometers. One blaze near Carolina Forest, a community just west of the tourist spot in Horry County, stretched across 16,000 acres and was 30% contained as of Sunday evening. That's according to the South Carolina Forestry Commission. The video showed firefighters battling flames as it neared a house in the area. Later on Sunday, officials announced that the residents of all neighborhoods previously evacuated due to the Carolina Forest wildfire were able to return home now. South Carolina's Governor Henry McMaster declared a state of emergency to further support wildlife response efforts across the state and ensure that first responders continue to have the resources they need. In North Carolina, a bushfire in the mountains threatened communities in Blue Ridge, about 40 miles south of Asheville. The fire burned between 400 and 500 acres and was 0% contained as of Sunday. Now, just, listen to that kind of stuff. Make sure you are listening if you're being evacuated. Don't risk your life for things. I know that's easy to say, but these are areas that were hard hit by, Hurricane Helene and Morton. So these are places that are already struggling, and I hope they can get these contained. Well, I told you it was going to be a donut kind of morning, and it is a donut kind of morning, and I'm kind of with this Oklahoma toddler calling 911 for help during a donut emergency. Look, donuts are important, and we need them. And we should be able to call an emergency service for donuts. I think I've made that clear. An Oklahoma toddler called 911 asking for emergency donuts, which officers delivered to the child's house. The Moore Police Department shared audio on social media Thursday of an exchange between a boy, Bennett, and the dispatcher. The child first dialed 911 and began saying gibberish to the dispatcher before hanging up and calling again. Then Bennett told the dispatcher about an emergency need for donuts. Donuts? I want donuts. Are you going to share your donuts? The dispatcher is heard saying in response to the boy's request. The child said, 911, it's an emergency. An emergency? The dispatcher asked. Emergency donuts, Bennett replied. Again, I can see the point. Emergency donut services must be made possible. The dispatcher again asked if Bennett would share his donuts, to which he replied honestly, no, I won't. Now, the next day, the police department shared that they had fulfilled Bennett's request and had officers deliver a box of Dunkin' Donuts to his home. You called about donuts, an officer said in the video posted to social media. We came to give you some donuts. Bennett reacted with hell's yes, and he's wearing Ninja Turtle. These parents are doing something right. My kid would call for donuts. Thank you, my most feral, for not doing this. Because he probably would. He'd be like, it's a donut emergency. My brothers ate all my donuts. The officers opened the box and Bennett and his brother each grabbed a donut. Now, according to the police department, the toddler had used an old cell phone that could still be used to call 911 in an emergency, but it has no other functional use. Old cell phones may be unable to use high-speed data networks, take photos, or play music, but they can still call 911 in an emergency. As long as the old cell phone is functional, it can be used for an emergency. So, in case you just give your toddlers that old phone, make sure you disable 911. Although he does have curly hair and he's super cute, but I would be mortified. As a parent, I'd be like, oh crap, you're going to put this on the post too? Awesome. Just awesome. Great. Thanks. We do need a Dunkin' Donut emergency. We need a Munchies emergency stream. Like, just think of it, Munchies. We already have people staked out in our local convenience store because they're hungry too. You need a snack, they need one too. Buy a snack, share a snack. So if you're in a local convenience store or, the donut shop, you're getting your donuts, you can get a text from your friend that says, hey, I'm at donut place. And you just put in your order and they bring it to you. It's like I've solved world peace. It's not that hard. Just give people donuts. Now, for my pet owners out there, I know no one in my chat would flush their goldfish, but don't flush your goldfish. They're going to take over, and then we're going to be ruled by goldfish. And honestly, that just looks scary to me. A megalodon goldfish was found in a Pennsylvania waterway, and now officials are issuing a warning to pet owners. A bigger than usual discovery in Pennsylvania has prompted officials to warn of what happens when cute turns to brute, as they're reminding the public that leaving a pet goldfish in the wild can create an invasive problem that can last decades. On February 25th, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service revealed on Facebook that experts have spotted and recovered what they're calling a megalodon goldfish during a recent electrofishing survey in Presque Isle State Park waterway. Interesting. I just imagine he has like a James Earl Jones voice. We need Lemmy Winks the fish story. I need to learn about megalodon. Forget Nemo. I want to learn about this dude. This dude has a harem, he smokes cigars, he knows hookers. I mean, come on, DreamWorks, work with me. We're going to make Megalodon the goldfish. He escaped the bonds of his aquarium, and now he's the big fish on campus. It is. He just hasn't gotten his summer body yet. We need to stop. They've put swimsuits out in my local Walmart like we have a handle on our winter eating as of this moment. Like, it never fails. Right about Lent is when you put up the swimsuits, and I'm thinking us Catholics just decided to diet because they put up swimsuits. Now, as a recovering Catholic, I can neither confirm nor deny the link between Lent time and swimsuits coming out, but I can tell you that it always put the fear of giblets in me, and I always gave up candy. Now, how successfully I gave up candy is, anyone's guess. So someone released it thinking they were being kind. Instead, they created an invasive problem, the kind that can last decades. Goldfish grow massive in the wild, where they can turn lakes, waterways, and other places into murky messes, steal food from native fish, and just wreck the water quality. If you can't keep your fish, rehome it. Just don't set it loose. After posting a photo with employee Corey Ketchum holding the fish, which appeared to be significantly larger than a standard at-home goldfish, the agency added a hashtag Invasive Species Week. Another image in the comment section shared by USFWS showed another agency official holding the goldfish with two hands. Okay, then why don't we eat them? I mean, They eat koi fish other places. I say we eat. Are they tasty? Can they be made into chicken nuggets or fish nuggets? Can we make a chocolate out of it? Because if we can make a fried chocolate out of it, I think we have figured out the problem. You're welcome, donut delivery and, goldfish chocolates. Oh my God, could you imagine Free Willy and the kids standing there and this giant goldfish just jumps over him or lands on him? Elsewhere in the post comments, the Wildlife Service shared some insights in how to break up with your goldfish before amplifying a concern from a commenter about a goldfish being used as bait. It is legal in 16 states to use goldfish as bait. I had no idea. Oh my God, those poor little kids just bringing home this bag, and the dad's like, no, it's not a pet. We're going to go find sharks. I don't know what you'd use a goldfish as bait for, but obviously some big old fish. That's so mean. Like, we're going to buy you from the pet store. You're alive. And then he's like, I'm free. They set me free. Only your bait. Why does that feel like my life sometimes? No offense to, the creator. But sometimes it does feel like I'm rescued from one situation into a next bit of ridiculous. So there you go. You can use goldfish as bait in 16 states. All states can create their own fishing regulations, so it's up to each state what they allow for bait fish. We always encourage anglers to never dump their bait after they're done fishing. Bait dumping is one of the many ways that invasive aquatic species and pathogens are introduced to waterways. The average lifespan of a goldfish is a wild 44 years. And they can get up to about 5 pounds in the wild. As previously reported in late 2023, goldfish have become an issue in the Great Lakes, specifically with an expert noting that there were millions swimming around. Again, goldfish chocolates, golden chocolates, say they're a superfood. Honestly, I mean, with all the problem we're having getting protein, why not, goldfish chocolates? I'm just saying. The snack that makes you smile. You want goldfish cracker? Hell, we'll dust them in goldfish crackers. So we'll have a fish chocolate covered in processed cheese crackers. I mean, it is the most American GD thing I've ever imagined. Like triple processed food. This is great. On a sad note, but I did want to honor this man because, God, honest to goodness, I would love to donate blood more often, but I have to be really careful with getting needle sticks. So this man is absolutely a hero and seemed very modest about it. So James Harrison, Australia's most prolific blood donor, has passed away at 88. They should have a picture of him. He looks like a fun guy. Look at that shirt. Funnest shirt ever. James Harrison, Australia's most prolific blood and plasma donor, who is credited with saving millions of babies, has passed away. The oceanic country's Red Cross lifeblood confirmed he was 88. Holy goodness, John. Way to be a deacon for 12 months. Please remember to spread the good word of the Church of Mo and, and share sarcasm and dark humor with the rest of the world and remind them that, recorders are wrong and not the digital ones, the plastic ones. Thank you so much for your support, John. Now, Harrison passed away in his sleep on February 7th at Peninsula Village Nursing Home in the state of New South Wales. And thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, John, and those went to Denise Sells, Paul Amos, Gretchen Shea, Black Bear, and Spirit Matter. So let me write those down and get those going. But I always wanted to donate blood because I always thought I was going to be one of those super special, odd bloods. Because again, I am sincerely waiting for my alien parents to come get me because they left me on their journey and I'm like ET. I'm just trying to phone home. I was sent here on a, observation mission to watch you humans not become one. And honestly, you'd think they'd be back to get me. When I told my mom that I sometimes wished that my alien's parents would come back and get me, I think that might have been the moment she signed me up for therapy, if I'm honest. I may have more young feral in me than I admit because I might have turned my mom's hair gray with the things I asked or was going to ask the priest. Yes, I went to Catholic school. I was a good girl. Hey, I am doing great on this whole getting, human sort of down. Oh, spirit matter, I almost forgot you. Welcome to my train of thought. Whew. And y'all, I am getting a chair so I can sit on Mr. Moe's bed and talk to you guys, since apparently this winter has just been a pain in the behind for anyone with chronic pain. But it is my first year where chronic pain has kicked the ever living shite out of my butt. Like, just, I must have had really good winters before this. But let's get back to this gentleman who did a lot more than me with his life. James was a humanitarian at heart, but also very funny. His daughter Tracy Mellowship added that her father was very proud to have saved so many lives without any cost or pain. It made him so happy to hear about all the families like ours who existed because of his kindness. He always said it didn't hurt and the life you saved could be your own. Harrison is one of the very few people whose plasma contained anti-D, a rare antibody used to make anti-D immunoglobulin injections for mothers who are Rhd negative. The medication can prevent the mother's immune system from attacking red blood cells of their Rhd positive baby. Anti-D was only discovered in the 1960s, and Australia has about 115 people with the rare antibodies who donate regularly, which helps about 45,000 mothers and their babies annually. Harrison has vowed as a 14-year-old to become a donor after receiving blood transfusions following a lung surgery. And starting at the age of 18, he donated every 2 weeks, never missing an appointment, until retiring in 2018 at the age of 81. Now, according to Australian Red Cross Lifeblood, Harrison donated plasma more than 1,100 times, earning him the moniker of the man with the golden arm. His donations were credited with saving more than 2.4 million babies. It was James' belief that his donations were no more important than any other donor, and that everyone can be special in the same way he was, Lifeblood Chief Executive Officer Stephen Corneliuson said in tribute to Harrison. Now, James extended his arm to help mothers and babies he would never know a remarkable 1,173 times and expected nothing in return. He leaves behind an incredible legacy, and it was his hope that one day someone in Australia would be his donation record. So just a lovely man who helped, people he didn't know and created families. I mean, what a legacy to leave behind. And in our final story, because we had to have one at least. But a Family Dollar worker was attacked during an attempted toilet paper heist. Sometimes you just have to have toilet paper. It's just a need. You have to have it. Welcome, Purple Jesus. A North Carolina woman is behind bars after assaulting a Family Dollar worker who tried to stop her from escaping with a shopping cart packed with valuable electronic items. Where's the toilet paper? Oh, I'm sorry. Correction. Lakina Stanley, 44, was collared yesterday for attacking a female employee over a purloined $6 pack of toilet paper. When Stanley was seen at the right, sought to shoplift from the Family Dollar at High Point, a worker, Deja Pierce, 29, attempted to stop the toilet paper heist. Pierce told the cops that she tried to lock and block the door when the female attempted to leave with the pack of toilet paper. After Stanley then pulled Miss Pierce's hair in an attempt to move, the two fought. Now, the police subsequently found Stanley circulating in the area, I'm guessing sans wig, because this does not look anchored where it was supposed to be anchored. My guessing it was a side part, in theory, because that wig has been just replaced, and not well. So it does look like a wig was lost, but not destroyed. It's okay. She was locked up without bond and is expected to make an initial court appearance sometime today. So, if I can leave you with any information, is that we need a donut hotline for emergency donuts. Always call your friend when you're at the donut shop. Make sure they need a donut or they don't need a donut. And don't try to steal toilet paper. It's bad, okay? Also, daylight savings time should be ended because it was made by bureaucrats wanting to save money, and it causes a lot of heart attacks. Those are my opinions. I hope you guys will join me. The Petty Express is running today. We will be back with Red Rum or Self Defense, Colorado versus Stacy Rodriguez, and how they can make an arson with self defense slash Red Rum. How they can make that boring, I don't know. But these are actually making this case about red rum, arson, and possibly lesbian love triangle boring. So I will add the sass and the snark, and we will get to look at bongs. I am not lying. We are now looking at glass sculptural objects during the case. So if you want to come over and see what's going on in Colorado and how you can make a case this exciting, this boring, it is a talent. Check me out with the Petty Express today at 10. So I will see you guys in just a little bit. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but carry a can of bitch fire. And oh my God, do I need to do my blonde roots. This is the part that kills my mom, not gonna lie. Me having super blonde hair and dyeing it darker. It's been a major source of friction because I don't like being blonde and she pays a lot of money to be blonde. She's like, your hair is so beautiful, natural. Why do you dye it red? And I'm like, well, it started off, honest to goodness, irritating you, but now it's become a part of my personality. I know, I can't picture me as a blonde either. It's so weird when I have it somewhat streaked with blonde. I'm like, who are you? And have we met? So dye your hair whatever color you want. As this mama says, you're fine with it. I can make no promises that your real in-person life mothers will not have opinions, but I don't. So have a lovely day. Go dye your hair. Make sure to clean up after yourself. That's my issue with it. That's why I go pay people to do it. Mr. Mo is tired of me being a chaos demon with, hair dye. Like there is red everywhere. Just everywhere. Anyhoozle, I will see you guys later. Gotta go clean up a mess, allegedly. You didn't see me and I wasn't buying wigs.